Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me, as always, is the candy cane to my, I forgot the other one, is to my candy cane, Nate.
Well, hi there, Rusty Nail.
Oh, damn it, I forgot it was Rusty Nail. How did I forget Rusty Nail? Well, it wasn't Rusty Nail. I was trying to think of the other call sign.
I was thinking of Chris Cornell the entire time.
Of course you were.
Rusty Cage, Rusty
Cage.
There's Rusty Nails and Rusty Cages. One would assume. I don't make a lot of cages, but okay, it's a great start.
Great start. Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, where each week we take a look at a different horror movie and debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim. There's usually not someone we would consider a horror fan. This week, we are finally getting to a 5-star review request and talking about Joyride.
We'll do it, guys. Look, this is it.
Yeah.
We did Gretel and Hansel. We did Joyride. Look, these 5-star reviews make sense. And Mitch, you were gone. If they mentioned the Nate Solo episode, last episode, Bodies, in their review, they get to pick 2 movies from a 5-star review.
Ooh,
so
well, there you go.
It's a 2-for-1 deal. Since you were gone, I can do whatever I want. So.
That's unfortunately the rules.
Just letting you know. Letting you know.
Thank you for manning it last week. I was unavailable. Little scheduling conflicts, I guess. But Bodies. Good one. Not the one we're going to be talking about this week. Shame. I would have liked to have gone over.
According to Twitter, I only gave it 1 point higher than your Santa Jaws review. So how good was it? Who knows?
I love Santa Jaws, so clearly
that's what I thought. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, look, so this is a request. So thank you very much for giving us that 5-star review and for picking this one, I guess. Let's
calm it down a little bit.
This is there's a lot of terrible movies people could pick. And this is maybe one of them, maybe not. We will find.
But we're glad you pick it with us. Is that what's up?
That's right. Yeah, you have your choice of horror podcasts that you could request real terrible movies too. We're happy you sent it our way, I guess. Oh goodness.
Thanks.
Well, look, I know Nate has been just dying to jump into this.
This is
so I don't want to keep him in suspense. Let's get into our debate question.
Bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths full foul in his fury. Black waves teeming with salt foam to smother this young mouth with pungent slime.
Mm-hmm. A lot of young mouths in this one, so yes. Accurate.
Nate.
Yep.
You have a debate question, I think, in mind for this one.
Yeah, I mean, it could be related or not related to this movie. I guess we'll see how it goes. But hey, what's the worst movie that started a franchise? Just asking for a friend on that one. Joyride. It's just totally unrelated, apparently. But Joyride. There was 2 movies in the Joyride. 2 additional movies after Joyride in the Joyride canon. So Joyride 2, Dead Ahead, and Joyride 3, Roadkill.
Okay.
So there you go.
Are those 2 movies better or worse than the one we just watched, Nate? I'm curious.
I don't. I barely watched this one. There's no way you're getting me to watch it. Although, hey, look,
Oh my God,
give us a
someone give a
5-star
five-star
review on
review.
Apple Podcasts. And you can request both Joyride 2 and Joyride 3 if you mention the Nate Solo episode. So that's wow. I really walked. I drove into that one real easy.
Boo.
Wow. That's gonna suck. What a way to ring in the new year. Joyride 2 and Joyride 3. What could go wrong? Oh God. All right. Well, this is my last episode of the podcast. No, I was kidding.
Oh.
So yeah, you could do that. But anyway, let's outside of Joyride. What are some films?
Sorry. What is the specific question you're?
The specific question is, what is the worst movie? And we'll keep it to horror films.
Sure.
Obviously, there's a lot of bad ones, but the worst first movie, like the worst movie that then spawned a franchise. Like, why did this spawn a franchise?
I think I've got one.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with.
You go. Yeah, go.
Urban Legend.
Ooh, interesting. Oh, because it's got Jared Leto in it. Okay.
Oh, that doesn't help it.
I see where this is going. Okay.
Urban Legend's pretty dumb. I mean, it's very similar. I mean, this movie kind of came out a couple years in between this and Joyride. So I think it was just probably more indicative of the time.
Well, this was 1998. This is right after Scream. This is the Scream I Know You Did Last Summer, a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Than this Joyride one.
Right. And so I think yeah. Well, I mean,
there's three Urban Legends, by the way. There's three.
How many Joyrides? There's three, right?
There's three also, yes.
Yeah. So I would say that, I mean, they're probably on par. I would have to imagine. I saw at least one other Urban Legend. It's terrible.
It was Final Cut. You probably saw Final Cut.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not the Final Cut. That one, there did not need to be multiple.
No, it was literally called Urban Legends Final Cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that the one you saw, or did you see Urban Legends Bloody Mary?
No, I did not see Bloody Mary. I saw Final Cut.
Because Bloody Mary had Kate Mara in it.
Oh, okay.
And Final Cut had Rebecca Gayheart coming back.
Okay.
See, it already sounds more interesting than the people in the second and third Joyride movies.
Not entirely. No, but that would be I mean, the first Urban Legend was not very. It was okay. Like, I mean, we'll get into it with this because I think there's a lot of actually parallels now that I'm saying this out loud and thinking through.
Do we need 3 movies for Urban Legend?
No.
I mean that's
you barely. Yeah, how many? There's not that many Urban Legends.
I mean, they made it work.
All right. What do you go? Where would you go with it?
Oh, I got a few.
Okay.
Hey, what movie is what movie? Well, this is horror. It's horror sci-fi. I would probably classify it as. But do you remember the Species films?
Oh yes.
Species. You got this is a big movie. Michelle Williams, child acting pretty nicely. You got Sir Ben Kingsley, Alfred Molina, Forrest Whitaker, Michael Madsen, the lady from CSI, and Natasha Henstridge. And the movie was bad, and then you got multiple movies after it. Like, remember the Morgan movie?
Yeah.
With Anya Taylor-Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine Morgan getting 3 movies? Basically the same thing. So,
I think Space was a little bit different than Morgan, but I understand your point.
Was it though?
I didn't remember Ben Kingsley and Alfred Molina and Forrest Whitaker were in Species.
The movie, but the thing about this one that's a little more maybe controversial is that the film did very well.
What, Species or Joyride?
Species did incredibly well.
Yeah.
Joyride just did okay. Species did very well.
Yeah.
And then the problem is that it got 4 movies. So the last being 2007, which is ridiculous.
Underworld probably didn't need a whole lot of sequels either. That's fully horror.
I saw that and I went, absolutely not. Those are great. The second movie in that is great too.
Sorry. Okay. So now
I was going to say Jeepers Creepers, but the first Jeepers Creepers I thought was okay. But the rest, I mean, I'm just counting the first movie. So Jeepers Creepers, the first movie, I think better than Joyride. So I can't knock it there.
Mm-hmm.
What about Anaconda? Now, I don't know if you've seen the other Anaconda
I have seen
movies.
Anaconda. Did Anaconda have multiple?
Oh, Mitch, you sweet summer child.
Oh, man. I'm blissfully ignorant to how many other Anaconda movies there are.
You clearly didn't see Anaconda 3 Offspring featuring David Hasselhoff.
No, I did not. I did 100% did not see that.
Because you did not see that, apparently. So, yeah, it's the Anaconda film series is actually much bigger than you would think. 5 movies. Anaconda, The Hunt for the Blood Orchid, Anaconda 3 Offspring, Anaconda's Trail of Blood. And this is where you know it's gotten real good, is when you have a versus movie. That's right. Lake Placid versus Anaconda 2015. Someone request that one, please. And don't worry, there's an Anaconda movie in production from Sony right now. That was pre-COVID. Who knows if it's still happening? But there's 5 Anacondas. I don't think Anaconda. I might go Anaconda over Species.
Yeah,
This is not 5 Anaconda movies.
No, the first Anaconda.
Lake Placid versus Anaconda should have been the second one, and that's it. I'm okay with Lake Placid versus Anaconda. I'm actually all right with that. Anyway, so I'm probably gonna go Anaconda. That's pretty terrible. There you go.
Okay.
What about Wrong Turn? I like Wrong Turn in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, they're very similar.
Closer than they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Cars, early 2000s. City people scared of non-city people.
Tale as old as time.
Right? Exactly.
Oh, I just saw the picture for Anaconda Offspring. That's there's something called Piranhaconda too.
Yes, I actually looked into that just briefly, but
I know
Piranha. So the original Piranha was that directed by James Cameron? I think it was James Cameron. No, Joe Dante. James Cameron did the second one, if I remember correctly. I have to look this up now. Yeah, Piranha 2: The Spawning, directed by James Cameron. That's right. And then, of course, Piranha 3D, classic Texas Podcast Massacre episode. So that one I wouldn't say is in the mix there either. So yeah, I'm going to stick with Anaconda for sure. Wrong Turn, probably a close second. What about Paranormal Activity? Is the first one good enough for you, Mitch?
Oh, I mean, come on. The first one is really good. It's very good.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. It's unequivocally very good, very well done.
Okay.
All right. Well, look, if you disagree with that take, or if you have a different one, let us know at TexasPodcastMassacre@gmail.com, TXPodMassacre at Twitter, Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else.
Notice we did not mention Leprechaun in there. Instant classic Leprechaun. So,
well, the first one's fine. I mean,
oh wow, I am wearing you down. I'm gonna
just call it it's jet lag at this point.
I was gonna say Children of the Corn, but then I have a great Children of the Corn reference in this movie, so I'm not gonna waste it on this.
That's smart. That's good. Give us a call 346-246-3143. Let us know your hot takes on Leprechaun. Look, I don't know. If someone
I think there's a lot of Joyride fan. I would just be shocked if like the responses are just all pro Joyride after this one.
If someone is really good at Fred Durst impressions, you should please call up and leave us your takes as Fred Durst would instantly. I mean, that would be a highlight for us. We get a lot of Limp Bizkit things, but
yeah,
that would be the best.
If you can say Lily Sobieski in Fred Durst's voice. That would be incredible.
Oh,
please make that happen.
Please make that happen.
Please make that happen.
God.
Yeah.
On that, I don't even know where to go with that. Sure. Yeah. If you can do that, let us know. Send that voicemail in. We'll play it. On that note, Nate, let's get into this week's movie of the week, Joyride.
If you had a car, you could pick me up in Colorado. We could have an adventure. You know, the two of us.
You'd want that?
How far would you go for the girl you've always wanted?
Sexy choice. Vintage 1971.
How much would you do for a brother in need?
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
I'll drop him off in Denver. I'll see you tomorrow.
Breaker 19. This is like a prehistoric internet or something. Can you do a woman's voice?
How much fun could you have?
Hey there, this is Candy Cane. Who's this?
Rusty Nail.
If I were there, Rusty Nail, I'd make you feel good.
This is turning me on.
When the joke
I'll be at the Lone Star Motel.
What room?
Room 17. I can't wait.
This is awesome!
is now on you.
Who the hell is it?
We had a little incident here last night. The victim was staying in room 17.
What happened to him?
Ripped his jaw clean off.
This fall,
So you guys ready for an adventure or what?
everything you say
Candy cane.
We saw what you did to that guy. You pathetic, lonely freak show.
will come back to haunt
You
you.
really should get that fixed.
Get what fixed?
That tail light.
Everything you see is going to terrify you. And everything you hear
Who's the pretty girl?
He's watching us!
is going to drive you
Go, go!
over the edge.
I'll leave it alone! Please! We'll do whatever you want!
I want you to head inside naked. So how does it feel to be the freak in the room?
Hey, we're sorry!
Why'd you do it?
It's just for fun. Just for a laugh.
You don't feel like getting together in a motel later. Room 17. Do not be 1 minute late.
Don't open the door! Don't open the door!
So you still good, or need me to drive?
Joyride.
We just heard the whole movie. See you later, guys. Have a good one.
Yep. Yeah.
See you at Joyride 2 and 3 after that review.
Oh man. Yeah. Unsuspecting. I mean, what the pitch? Hey, let's get before he is gonna get fast and furious. Paul Walker's going to get a really old ass car to try to pick up a girl who's just broken up with her boyfriend that I guess he met in a chat room. I'm still not entirely sure how he knows this girl. It doesn't matter. But he has to go pick up his often wayward and trouble brother. And then while they're doing that, they get a CB radio because, you know, why not? And
that's it. That was it though. Like, you know,
I mean,
if you're gonna mess with people, like this is the way to mess with people while driving. But
yeah,
there's no other way to do it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the 5-second pitch of this is, hey, what if you played a prank on a trucker, but you know, truckers are crazy people and they decide to get revenge on you.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. You're prank calling, but driving.
It's like Crank Yankers, but you know. Quality show for all you kids out there.
Quality show from a long time ago. Just go watch the Daily Show, then watch Crank Yankers. Right?
I think I think they actually brought Crank Yankers back. I don't know how you feel about that.
I don't know.
But that's not what we're here to talk about.
I don't feel anything. Well,
just
say that.
That's probably for the best. Best to just feel dead inside. Nate, where can they find us? I'm just trying to wrap it up. Where what can you tell us about this movie?
Can we end this? Can we end this? Is that allowed or
no? What,
Mitch? I had some news and I saved it for you, but they canceled the Crooked Man movie, so I just wanted to let you know that.
Okay.
How do you feel about that one?
What I am curious. Okay.
Nun 2 is still coming out, but Crooked Man is not coming. I just wanted to take on that.
Clearly, cooler heads prevailed. I'm curious how it got to this far before someone was like, "Yeah, no, this ain't happening."
But in the end, it didn't even matter. That's what you're trying to say.
Just oh my god, Nate, what can you tell us about this movie? Not the Crooked Man.
This movie, Joyride. 97 minutes felt longer. It did. How many times did it take you to finish this movie? How many times did you watch this?
One time all the way through. Like a while.
How many times watching it?
I might have fallen asleep a few times.
Exactly. October 5th, 2001. So they waited a couple weeks after 9/11 to release this, apparently. You got Paul Walker. You got Steve Zahn. You barely have Lily Sobieski in this movie. Premise, obviously, driving in a car. And you see be ready to prank people and get way specific with your very recently released ex-con brother. Steve Zahn, best character in the movie. I don't think it's even close. If you listen to the voice work, the acting, dialogue in this trailer, you get a pretty good sense of the kind of acting we're getting here from everybody else. Steve Zahn actually has personality pretty great. Directed by John Dahl. You might remember John Dahl from his first ever IMDb credit, Kool and the Gang's emergency music video from 1985. Mitch, what do you think about that?
Nice.
That you're a big Kool and the Gang guy? Well, if you like that, you love his 1986 Victory music video for Kool and the Gang and his 1987 Stone Love music video for Kool and the Gang. We got Kool and the Gang is basically.
Look, if you can get return business, that's always good. Yeah, I mean, I think we can all agree on that. So
the movie that John Dahl directed right before this movie was Rounders, acclaimed film Rounders.
Interesting.
Followed that up with this movie. This movie, Mitch, somehow 6.6 on IMDb. I don't know how. I don't know why. One of the writers was J.J. Abrams. Maybe that helps.
Yeah, I did notice this was an early Bad Robot. I saw the Bad Robot film in the credits, and I got that piqued my interest, and then then it didn't. But go ahead.
Yes, and then after that, he's done a lot of TV, a lot. Mm-hmm. I would just gonna say all of the TV shows, just all of them, every single one. So. He's got it. He found the niche. The niche is directing a few episodes of every solid TV show that comes out. Vampire Diaries, Dexter, Americans, Breaking Bad, Californication, Outlander, House of Cards, House of Lies, Justified. I try to rhyme all these. I really should have paid attention more. Hannibal, Jessica Jones, The Affair, The Good Doctor, Walking Dead, Ray Donovan, Billions, Servant, M. Night Shyamalan's show. There you go. So those are just some of the shows that this guy's part of. So there you go.
There you go.
We got Steve Zahn.
Never stopping. That's
Steve Zahn. Steve Zahn, you might remember as Bad Ape from War for the Planet of the Apes.
Did not, but go ahead.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing. Saving Silverman? I'm just going off the top of my head here. Saving Silverman, instant classic.
Yep.
This time period, you might have seen him in a lot of stuff. You saw him in Joyride. You saw him in Saving Silverman. You saw him in You've Got Mail. You saw him in Sahara, Mitch's favorite movie. Oh, well, Behind Daddy Daycare.
I was about to say, someone saw him.
And National Security. Dr. Dolittle 2 voice work. Check. Rescue Dawn, actually a very solid movie. And then a lot of other stuff. So there you go. Dallas Buyers Club. the rest. War for the Planet of the Apes is pretty good though. I do like.
Yeah.
I do actually recommend that one. So there's that. He's a great comedic actor, and you got that going for you. Paul Walker, who survived this joyride, not the next one.
You can write directly to Nate at Nate PPM.
Terrible. Previous episode, Tammy and the T-Rex. So Tammy and the T-Rex and Joyride. That's what you get. That's
definitely
a
Texas Podcast Massacre alum.
All-star. Yeah, all-star for sure. Low star? I don't know. We got Lily Sobieski, who I remember from classic, I don't know about horror, but thriller film, The Glass House. Oh, it came out same year as this. All right. That's about right.
The Glass House on the left.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Ooh.
You remember her as I believe she's the daughter. I think she OD'd on drugs. So check out Eyes Wide Shut. Maybe when your family's coming over for Thanksgiving. Sounds like a good one. She was in, of course, the Wicker Man remake. And classic Al Pacino, hilarious Al Pacino-ness in 88 minutes. Cannot recommend 88 minutes more than I can now, because instead of a CB radio, it's a serial killer talking to Al Pacino on a phone for 88 minutes, a cell phone. And it's like early cell phones, and it's one of the most hilarious things of all time.
Could you imagine if you were like a psychotic killer or whatever, and the person that you decide to call and torment is Al Pacino?
That's incredible.
Right?
That's incredible.
You want candy cane? That was terrible. I mean, could you imagine like Tim trying to say candy cane about 50 times in this film?
Candy cane. To be like that.
You got a great ass.
Well, be like, I've got a great ass.
What is Steve saying? Gonna be like, hey, just yeah, exactly. Tell him how. Describe it. I'm 5'10", strawberry blonde, and I got a great ass.
All right, now we know.
Tell you what.
We know.
If
they
reshoot this movie with Al Pacino in Paul Walker's role, 10 out of 10.
That would be incredible. That would be incredible. It's old guys. It's like that bucket list movie, but with guys on a joyride on a CB radio. That sounds incredible. Remember Lily Sobieski and Steve Zahn waited for it on this one. 2009's Night Train. That's right. There's two passengers and a conductor find a dead man on their cabin in a mysterious box that they're all trying to keep from themselves with murders. So you got that. Night Train. Lily Sobieski. She's not acting really anymore, but for a brief moment in the late 90s or 2000s, she was a sought after actress. I don't think she was very good in this one personally, but it was also I didn't care for it.
Was anyone good? Anyway. Was anyone good?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was her fault. Is what I'm saying. I'm not blaming her specifically.
Sounds like
taglines.
Go ahead.
Taglines for this one: terror comes in all shapes and all sizes. ... Probably one of the worst.
That's really terrible. That has nothing to do with anything. That is so bad. Like what? That's the tagline from Leprechaun. That's not. That's not the
do you want it to get worse? This fall, everything you say will come back to haunt you. Everything you see will terrify you, and everything you hear will drive you over the edge.
Okay, they could have stopped the first sentence.
They can.
None of the extra, nothing else on that was needed nor helpful.
Okay, now this is better. It started as a joke. Now the joke is on them. That's a little.
You know what? That's okay. That one, they should have gone with that one.
And sentence you might hear me saying to my little child, "Don't play with strangers." That was what. These are some of the worst taglines of all time. So I just wanted to.
I don't know. That just got dark, real dark, real quick. So
budget for this movie $23 million. Box office 36.6.
Okay.
2 more movies afterward. Why? The valuable Joyride rusty nail CB radio trucker killer franchise. That's some really good intellectual property there. Anyway, all right. So yeah, that's the movie. I got more, but I don't really care. What are your thoughts on this? I clearly loved it. So clearly loved it.
I'll say this: it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Resounding endorsement,
right? Like this is definitely a horror movie of a different time, because this fits into the same sort of like, I Know What You Did Last Summer
meets Wrong Turn.
Yeah, I mean exactly. It's not bad. I think my problem with it is, one, it's boring.
What if we made a worse The Hitcher movie?
Right, like no one dies, Nate. I don't think a single person died in this movie. Correction, one person died at the end. That we'll get into. But like
one person had no job.
So. Okay, but he's not dead.
That's true.
I mean,
one person died. Yeah, one person.
Does him not having a job worse than death? That's debatable. But I mean, otherwise, no. It's just, I don't know. There's like this big ramp up, and then it's like, okay, and I got you, and then nothing happens for a bit, and then it kind of goes back up again, and it's just boring. I think that's probably why I fell asleep like twice trying to watch this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch a way better version of this movie, go watch Steven Spielberg's first movie, Duel, and it's better. It's better 30 years earlier than this. So
yeah,
less sex appeal.
I mean, so Nate, you
better driving craziness,
and that's probably gonna color this conversation a little bit, because I'm pretty blah about it. It was fine. Like, it's not the worst thing I've said. It's got some moments in there. There are some parts that are a little bit, scary. This is like a good, like, if you're trying to find a scary movie for someone who doesn't want to see a lot of like lot of murders and wants more of a suspense or thriller type of thing, there's still better options, but this is a lightweight entry.
But right? I mean, college or teen horror movies from this time period, I mean, I can think of a lot better ones than that.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, but this one is very much unsuspecting victim friendly, and I think having Paul Walker in there helps a lot in terms of like getting people to watch it. It's still not very.
Does it help
good.
In terms of the movie? Yeah, like
no.
Look, if someone's like, "Hey, I want to watch a teen horror film from the early 2000s," I go, "Hey, watch Final Destination."
Yeah,
watch this like 100 times.
Yeah.
Watch I Know You Did Last Summer. Watch Scream. Watch The Faculty. Watch of them.
Faculty.
I'd watch Urban Legend over those personally.
I'm not disagreeing with you there. I mean, Nate, I guess I'm really on the fence on this one, right now. But I have a feeling you have a much stronger opinion about this. So tell me. What's going through your head as you're watching this film?
So this is my favorite movie of all time, because no, it's not. I don't care for it. I don't care for it at all. The acting is bad. It's not even a good teen horror film. I watched this soon after it came out and did not enjoy it immediately then, when I was the target demographic for this movie. So it has only gone down in my estimations. It's not good. The premise is ridiculous, even for these movies. I mean, imagine like a Hitcher, right? Like Hitcher, like that was just scary because Rutger Hauer is a very good actor, and secondly, it's just a dude who's like insane, right? Yeah. Like the motivations for this person is like, okay, you tricked me, I'll trick you back. First of all, what kind of trucker is this guy who can just like drop their like work? Like, are they supposed to be hauling things? I got spare time. I don't know. Maybe they were just done. Maybe they're in between jobs. Who knows?
They finally paid off their rig.
But they were like, okay, so we done like, When a Stranger Calls, Black Christmas. We did the telephone, right? Telephone's already done.
Yeah.
Not enough people have cell phones. There's not really cell phones in 2001. Like you're almost still Zach Morris phone, right? Level at that time.
Sure.
And who else has one? So, okay. They're like, let's do the CB radio. The hook for this one is CB radio prank calls. I thought that was lame, even when I was the same. Even I was that age. I still thought it was lame. So I never liked the premise. Paul Walker's not a good actor in this. Not at all. Lily Sobieski, also not a good actor. I don't know. Steve Zahn I thought was interesting, but his character gets out of jail and the next day is trying to do this setup thing. And trying to fight people like almost instantly. So don't care for that. And then Paul Walker does one of the worst fake female voices of all time.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you doing? Like, what is happening? Oh, you sound so strong. What is it's so bad. It's just comically bad. Then the end of it turns into basically like almost Saw. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is happening. Best thing about this is the voice of Rusty Nail is Ted Levine, who's Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. So from 10 years, the guy went from being Buffalo Bill to Rusty Nail. So career downgrade, I would probably say yes. This movie's bad because it filmed 4 different versions of the ending. Because that's the clear cinematic vision that Joyride had. 4 different endings. One ending, Rusty Nail blows up in his truck. That would have been great. Apparently there's a water tower or something involved and it costs a lot of money, so they scrapped that. 2, the guys beat up Rusty Nail, end up running over him with his own truck. And then
so similar to the ending of
Hitcher.
Well, not even just Hitcher and then also Death Proof, right? They'll beat the shit out of the
that would have been sweet. I would have loved that. And so there's that, and then also at the same time, and why this movie is so freaking confusing with Lily Sobieski's character is she had sex scenes basically written, not sex scenes, but romantic scenes written with both of the brothers, but neither of them were in the movie. So it gets real weird. There's like a Steve Zahn, in the.
They start to imply that a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but they also imply obviously her with Paul Walker too. So that was confusing. This movie just didn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know why it made so much money. I don't know. It was not great.
Was Paul Walker a big name at this point? I'm thinking.
Paul Walker was in Fast and the Furious the same year.
Okay.
So there's that. He's supposed to be in college, but he was 28 when this movie came out.
Well, Van Wilder came out soon after, so it's all hard.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, Paul Walker. This was the same year that he was in Fast and the Furious. So.
Okay.
So, he wasn't quite there yet, but this bumped him up. Obviously, Tammy and the T-Rex, huge career boost.
Of course.
But he was in classic film that I saw in the movie theater 3 times. She's All That. So, and he was also in Varsity Blues too, with the famous, was that the whipped cream scene? I believe was him in Varsity Blues. So, Tammy and the T-Rex, whipped cream, She's All That.
What are you talking about?
There's the whipped cream scene.
Yeah, he's not in there. He's the quarterback that's like.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one he's getting it done for. Is him. Whipped cream bikini.
No. That's for James Vanderbeek.
No, I thought it was for Paul Walker.
No, Paul Walker's the quarterback that gets injured.
Oh, sorry. That was the girl who was his girlfriend.
That was his girlfriend.
That's right. Sorry, that's right.
Oh my
God.
Hey, we're about to turn into a whole tangent Welcome to this week's episode on Varsity
I'd much
Blues.
rather talk. If we could talk about She's All That for the entire episode, I would be very pleased. Just saying. And then he was in the Skulls, and then Fast and the Furious in this. So he had a little bit.
Okay,
yeah, he had a little bit.
Okay, well, I was trying to think to your question of like, how did this movie make any money? Okay,
yeah.
So that helps.
He was about to be catapulted.
Oh, sure,
right before.
Sure.
So this hit in October of 2001. Fast and the Furious came out in June. So that explains a lot of why this movie did so well. It wasn't because of the quality of the film, I will tell you that. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's no kills in this, other than one. Poor guy too. Guy was like in was an ice truck and gave their credit card back. Super nice dude.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, there's 2 female kidnappings, so that's great. And shotgun door opening jigsaw type room, and some of the worst.
Yeah, what is this
So,
weird ass Rube Goldberg project that he's like trying to set up?
I don't know. It's just stupid. It was just stupid. The best scene was when they're trying to drive their car. This car should be able to outrun this big rig like so easily. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, that's why I don't get an old car, I guess. The guy pins them against a truck and keeps like pushing and cracking their car against a tree. Awesome. And the guy says, "I'm sorry, we were just joking." After they're talking shit on the CB radio. Don't talk shit on CB radio. Don't mess with people. Listen to the radio like a normal human. All right. I've been on a lot of road trips by myself. Hey, what am I going to do? Swerve in front of people, honk at them, flash my lights, get on CB radios and talk shit? No, I'm going to listen to music and drive. Is that so hard, Mitch? Is that so hard?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not driving with you then. All right. You and I are gonna get pinned against the
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You're getting a CB radio installed in your car for Christmas. I didn't want to ruin the surprise, but
that's fine. That's fine. I'll just connect it through Bluetooth or some shit.
Okay.
So this movie is ridiculous, but no.
Breaker, Nate.
Breaker, westbound. Call back. I don't know. Well, I don't know what the hell they were saying. I don't know. I mean, what's good about this, Mitch? What are your scenes? That pin scene and the chase scene I thought was the best part of the movie by far.
Yeah, I mean the chase scene in the corn maze was all right.
No, that is some fucking okay. Let me talk about this. I'm gonna say he who drives into the rose here.
Yeah.
So, hey, if you have a big rig truck, you know what actual vehicles drive in cornfields. They don't have little tiny tires like that because it wouldn't work and you would get stuck instantaneously. You have to drive in the right spots and you have to have really big tires. So this thing's stupid. And okay, so then he has momentum driving through, stops in the corn, and then is able to just get out. That is insane. I'm sorry. It's impossible, Mitch. I was in corn a lot.
Both the ban and the harvest.
Wow. A lot of overlap during that time period. but yes. Wow. Nailed me on that one. That was pretty good. So that was impossible too. I don't know what you can't there. You get stuck. Those tires aren't that big.
Right.
You're an idiot. So anyway, there's like a lot of clearance. I don't know. I didn't care for that. So that sucked. There was just like, there's randomly kidnapping all the women. All the women you see in this movie are kidnapped. Like every single one, basically.
And the ice truck driver. He got kidnapped.
And the ice truck driver is a super nice guy. That's the guy who dies. I didn't care for that either. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about Rusty Nail, the villain? What are you interested?
I mean, he's got the radio voice, right? I mean, so there's that, but that's about it. It just nothing really is working for me in this one. right? It's just boring. Hey,
Yeah.
Like this seems above and beyond for a really not great prank that you shouldn't have fallen for. Right?
Yeah, right. It's excessive. It is excessive. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I did at least like the suspense of like the police potentially like kicking open the door, which is going to trigger the shotgun blast to kill Vecna or whatever the hell, Vecna. I don't know.
Vecna. What is happening?
Whatever the hell her name is.
What is happening right now?
I don't know. That part at least was mildly interesting. Yeah, I mean, him crushing the car against the tree was pretty cool. Unfortunately, that just happened way too early in the movie.
Yes.
I think that's the problem. Like, again, we don't see enough of the big rig in this movie and that terrorizing thing. I think there's too much of a lull between the first time he runs up on him and like when it picks back up again once they've picked her up, you know, because he's still been following her. Or following them, I mean. It's kind of weird. Plus, then he's also picked up the friend that's been driving in, I think, like the opposite direction, or I don't know. When
you say he's just a friend,
yeah.
You.
Oh my god. So I don't know. I didn't really care for him as a villain. He's nothing really. I don't know. Rutger Hauer, classic crazy person.
Rutger Hauer is just in the Hitcher is incredibly good. This is just dime store Rutger Hauer.
Yeah.
Like this just, I don't know. I mean,
is there anything positive you can find about this movie, Nate?
That the car scene is good. Steve Zahn was good. For an early 2000s teen thriller horror type movie, not a great soundtrack.
No. It started off decent.
That's a downside.
Started off decent.
That was all of these movies was basically soundtrack at a certain point. Not really for this one. It was not. Yeah, it wasn't that good.
I mean, is
songs
this overall the dumbest prank in a horror movie? It's up there, right? Like, I still just inexplicably this person like fell for this was ridiculous. Hell of an overreaction is rip the dude's jaw off.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm just ready to start macking, and then I'm so angry I'm not macking on someone that I'll just take a guy's jaw off.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then he brings up
that's your killer. Like your killer's just like a standard like domestic abuser. Like imagine if the killer was the person who like accosted Lily Sobieski in that bar, right? When they were driving, all three of them together. Like imagine if that was the killer. It's like this is lame. That's just like what this person just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't. At the end, it's supposed to be, hey, like this person did the same kind of message in the beginning, right? And then tried to like find somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you caught that or not. I'm sure you did.
Yeah,
but,
no, I did. Like, but
it's like a serial killer
trying to catch a person who's like fucking with you on the TV radio. That seems like that's a narrow net, right? Like.
Yeah, like so if I'm going to compare the music in this to say a instant classic like Urban Legend had Total Eclipse of the Heart, Spook Show Baby by Rod Zombie, Save Yourself by Stabbing Westward, Paula Cole, Monster Magnet, Cherry Poppin' Daddies. I mean, come on, Mitch. And Crystal Method. And Love Roller Coaster, the original. So... boom. Take that. Worst start of a franchise ever.
Well, I'm sure they figured it out and only got better from here.
Yeah, let me look at the Joyride 2 soundtrack. I'm assuming that's where it really starts shining music-wise. A lot of licensed. Okay. I'm looking at Joyride 2 soundtrack, and there's a song called Broke Down by the Henchmen. Hentchmen. They had to add a T in there. It's terrible.
I don't like any of that. None of the words that came out of your mouth just now make me
terrible.
Happy
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, don't worry. In the third movie, most of the sounds are performed by the Cheetah Whores.
The Cheetah Whores or Cheetah Horrors?
Whores. The Cheetah Whores. So you got that going for you when we get that 5-star review. I don't know. I don't really like this movie. In the last episode, I walked through basically all of Bodies. I gave it a 5, but I at least enjoyed the ride, pun intended, of that movie as opposed to this one, which I did not enjoy. The best part was a third of the way through the movie, and then it just sucked after. So, yeah, not a fan at all. Any other thoughts, Mitch, on this one?
No other thoughts. Nate.
Best actor in this one. Who did you have?
The best actor was probably the ice truck driver.
Oh, the ice truck driver.
Here's your driver's license.
Yeah.
What is it? I got a gun. I got an American Express or a MasterCard or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. That's pretty good. You might remember the sheriff in this movie as the Secretary of Defense in The Boys. Have you caught that at all, Mitch? The sheriff who reamed them out, told them to get out of Wyoming by sundown.
I did not remember
the same
that.
guy who was Secretary.
But he was fine.
Defense.
Yeah, he was. You know what? He was fine.
That guy was okay. I thought that guy was solid. So there's at least that.
Some good supporting cast.
Some people.
Yeah, there you go.
And most of the movie, you're just looking at Paul Walker, barely get through lines, and then you got Lily Sobieski and him with the sexual chemistry of like two house plants.
Yeah, well, you know what?
That's it. That's what
I like that Rusty Nail, even though he's like hell bent on like I'm gonna like murder all of y'all and kill you. I like that he still had some time to have fun and be like, hey, go walk into that diner buck naked and order a 12 ham.
He does his own prank. Pranks. Okay, can I say this? Pranks suck. Yeah. Just pranks in general, like in the real life.
Looking at you,
movies,
Ashton.
They're all terrible. Yeah, Ashton. Come on. The pranks suck. What is the good that has come out of a prank like that? What's the positive? What's the negative? You're dead. Okay, so don't do it. That's my PSA for the week.
Tune in for next
don't
life
prank.
lesson.
Next one, eat all your vegetables. That's next episode.
I mean, when we first started this podcast, we used to talk about what life lesson do you learn? What do horror movies teach us?
Don't prank anybody.
Yeah.
Don't prank anybody.
Yeah.
Don't bully anybody. Don't prank anybody. You've solved. And to be honest, if you're not pranking someone, you're probably not even bullying them at that point. So you just don't do either of those things, and your life becomes a million times better. Yeah, that's it.
That's fair. All right. Well, look, I just need to know, Nate, what is your final cut?
Final cut.
I'll go first on this one.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
If you don't mind.
No, please.
I didn't like it.
Please, you've got the green light.
Thank you, person. On Spotify for giving us 5 stars. I appreciate that. I did not appreciate this. I almost would like to see the sequels after this, just to see. I feel like they might even be like more inventive, or maybe even have kills.
That would be nice.
In the movie, have kills. I don't know. Seems like it could be nice. This movie's not good. It is. I cannot believe it is ranked so high. What was this? It must. I'm just gonna say it was Paul Walker. Steve Zahn's good.
Okay.
I'm really struggling. The car part where the car's getting crushed against a tree by the truck with Rusty Nail in it is good. Rusty Nail's voice is kind of creepy. Give you that. The premise makes very little sense.
Yeah.
So yeah. Why did Paul Walker pick a car that was like 30 years old to drive in? That was just stupid. I don't.
Well, I mean, I don't think
about.
he had a whole lot of money, right? Like he sold this plane ticket to have the money to get a used car.
Sure, but couldn't you have gotten
because now is his chance to get out of the friend zone
in that car? I guess there's a lot of room in the car. She's like, the thing was a tank. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. See, this movie makes total sense. Mitch got it. I'm going to go the 3.
Okay.
3 out of 10 worst female voices of all time. Terrible.
Yeah. I'm giving this.
I think his vocals were better when he was the disembodied brain with the green liquids in it in Tanny's room at the end of Tammy and T-Rex compared to most of the dialogue in this film. That's a hyper specific reference.
I was about to say that's a take for sure.
Yep. I will stand by that. I don't know this. I feel like it's an insult to cardboard to talk about his and Lily Sobieski's acting in this, but it wouldn't. Some of that, like it's particle board. It's not even cardboard. It's just particle board. So 3 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a slight bump. Give it 4 out of 10 breakers. It is really boring. It's
very boring. That's also I
almost can tolerate you being a bad movie as long as you're not boring, right? Like I just at no point did I was ever invested in anything going on in this movie. At no point did I care. And even
this girl you don't even know, she got kidnapped. Who cares?
At no point did I ever even feel like they were ever in any real like actual danger. Like just I don't know.
When
boring.
he was turning the doorknob and the shotgun was pointed right at Lily Sobieski's face, there was a little danger then. And when the car was getting crushed.
No, the only time I thought maybe was when the cops were about to open the door. Like I knew he wasn't going to end up killing her. That's like a thing you do at the end, and that would have been a better ending had like the cops killed, because I mean they were setting up for you have to choose this girl or your brother, which would have been a cooler thing, right? Had you played off the whole like your brother and this girl are kind of, maybe making eyes at each other. And, this is the girl you've been pining for. Like having it to where there was some like Paul Walker has to choose who to save would have been real.
That was the 17th ending. That was the 17th ending.
Oh, yeah. Well, they should have got some of that one,
Yeah, it was not good. They could have picked. And by the way, there was 4 endings, right? And I went through most of them. The only ending where the person survives is the one that ended up being the theatrical release. All the other ones, Rusty Nail died, and we would not have gotten this quote unquote franchise. But they picked that one out of the 4.
Well,
I feel like him getting run over with his own truck would have been incredible at the end, but that's just me.
That'd have been tight. All right, I think it's gonna wrap it up. Nate, where can they find us?
You can find us, as always, at TX Pod Massacre on Twitter. We're not certified, so no one can impersonate us. So we got that going for us. You can find us, TX Pod Massacre on Twitter, Texas Podcast Massacre everywhere else. Give us that 5-star review. Not for this one. Just this is nonsense. But Bodies, the previous episode, mention Nate Solo, and you get a 2-for-1 request. It could be both Joyrides. It could be Leprechaun. It could be Leprechaun Back to the Hood and Leprechaun Origins. It could be. Can they make you watch Gretel and Hansel again, Mitch? Or is that's not allowed? That's not allowed. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. But do that. Yeah, give us your 5-star reviews and let us know what you think about the worst starting movies to get a franchise. I mean, I couldn't pick classics like Alvin and the Chipmunks, or any. I didn't go into any non-horror movies,
right?
Of which there would be. I mean, how many Boss Baby movies are there? Right? I mean, I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Sure.
But it's there. So let us know on that. Give us a call, 346-246-3143, and send us a voicemail. And we will respond back to you and leave your 2 reviews. Well, no, you got to give us a 5-star review, but leave your reviews in voice form too. And you got a chance to be on the list. We have the holidays coming up, Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe next week, Thanksgiving, we will be putting out an old episode. Well, we'll come back in December with some of the, I'm going to say classics, or some of the requested films that we've talked about. Get excited for Becky is what I'm saying, Mitch.
Can't wait.
Oh my God, Becky, look at that movie. It's so big because Kevin James is in it. So there you go.
On that note, that's going to wrap it up. From all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thank you so much for tuning in, and just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.